We are back. The industry elite WorldStar Hit Radio. I'm Jelani S.
TJ Making Moves.
Hey man, we got another guest on the show this week. We got Black Nicholson in the building. What's up, man?
What it be, world? What it be, world?
Hey,
Glad to
man.
be here, fellas. Glad to be here.
Man. Thank you for coming through last minute, man.
I gotta be here.
I just hit him up like a couple hours ago. I was like, yo, man, we gotta get you up here, man.
Definitely.
We got some stories to talk about, man. For sure.
Something I need to tell too, man. I appreciate it, man. It's where the industry elite at, so I had to be here. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for having me.
So like, I know like you do a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you're an entrepreneur. You out here like really making moves, man. You started off, if I'm not mistaken, you started off as an artist years ago, and then you started the Omen Agency, and y'all have a venue. Y'all have is a club or a venue?
So we consider it a one stop. I did start out as an artist. I was in a group called Night Greed. They used to call me Lost, like don't get lost. You know what I'm saying? One of my first situations was with Eric Sherman when EPMD broke up. They had put out Red Man and people like Illegal, stuff like that, and moved on to Too Short actually. You know what I'm saying? Did some stuff with Too Short. Got a chance to see a lot of legends. The Biggies, the Pacs, really the whole Atlanta blossoming, man. I mean, I can tell you clubs have been here, where some legendary stuff is happening. So Atlanta kind of saved my life. And to give back, also, you go through the industry things where you wish things were better. So, as I started getting up in management and things like that, I wanted to create this agency that was for the artist, by the artist, you know what I'm saying? So, but then still give a level of overstanding to the business. Because, sometimes when we're in a real creative space, sometimes the business suffers, you know what I'm saying? You're tardy, you're this, you're that, you know what I mean? So, the Omen, which is not to be confused with anything with the Illuminati. In fact, we like the opposite. We just run shit like the Illuminati. But
the new Illuminati.
Yeah, the new Illuminati. You know what I'm saying? But we just wanted a one-stop shop where you didn't have to catch the MARTA all the way to the east side or come back to the west side or go to Buckhead for the studio or whatever. Everything's consolidated right in the heart of downtown, Castleberry Hills, Peter Street. Where everything's cracking at. We hold about 300-400 people. We do everything from, doing your marketing and promotion. Well, really what we are is a full-service marketing, promotion, and booking agency. So, we got a recording studio inside. We build apps. We got a location in Germany. We just relocated from Wiesbaden. We call it Little America, but it's called Ramstein. It's kind of military base over there. And since 2011, we've been able to occupy South Africa, Johannesburg. So we took Rick Ross over there for one of his biggest concerts to date. It was like 65,000 people. It was crazy, you know what I'm saying? Took Buster to Russia with this hat, so we got like a global vision with the artists in mind. So, if artists, y'all want to get up, y'all want to build in a real organic way, holler one of these gentlemen right at the table, you know what I mean?
I feel like as entrepreneurs, like, a lot comes at us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you running your business, so you got the bills of the business, you know what I'm saying? You got to pay for that. Then you got your own personal bills, and then you're dealing with everything. Staff, you know what I'm saying? Man, and not to mention that, that's already a lot. But what about when adversity hits? What about when real life things happen? Like when your health deteriorates, you know what I'm saying? Or just personal things. How do you overcome that? How do you stay above the water when the storm really comes? You know what I'm saying?
Man, you got to use that stuff as motivation.
Yeah,
harder.
Exactly.
It's really like, it's all about how bad do you really want this or whatever that you're trying to do.
Yeah.
It's about how bad do you want it. And how much are you willing to sacrifice? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's real.
That's super real.
Because and I brought that up because I know like you have a really inspiring story. Like you just beat cancer. You know what I'm saying? And that's big. And you still managed to have your business booming. You know what I'm saying? You still managed to keep it on that level, if not higher than what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like,
true.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that, man?
Well, first thing I gotta say is alhamdulillah. Thank God. It was definitely not me. It was people. I think if it weren't for God and the people around me, my loved ones, my family, my business partner, OGPI, my artists that was there, because when that tragedy hit, my family was not here. I have some family here, but my immediate family was not here. You know what I mean? But I mean, I don't know what you want to know. It's such an ordeal,
What was it like when you got that first phone call or that first, conversation with a doctor? Like, hey, you have cancer. What was that feeling like?
Man, look, I'm gonna tell you. You said something like, "How bad do you want it?" Not even death can keep me from this game. You understand? You know what I mean? And that's just been something that God blessed me with. So God knew how to deal with me when He gave me the information. When I first went to go see about it, I started getting pains in my back, and they missed it with the initial X-ray. You know what I mean? So it went from October to maybe I think March actually, because one of our artists, Tina P, the WorldStar Stage, got picked up by Hip Hop Weekly to do this big performance. He's like, yo, get out of South by Southwest, ironically enough, so it's about to be my anniversary, but he's like, get out here, we got all the expenses, we're gonna hit you red carpet, Benzino, you know, we're sitting next to Althea and Benzino, do all this other kind of crazy stuff. So I was really excited, but I didn't want to go drive because it was so last minute. You know, I couldn't get no tickets. I was like, plane tickets. I was like, I ain't want to drive. So something told me, just go to the doctor, see if you could stay in this trip. So I couldn't get a doctor's appointment because it was so last minute. I went to go see my chiropractor. Shouts out to Dr. Cordovato. This man's like a ninja. He's a little short white dude, look like Dexter's Lab, but will snatch your arms out. You know? And you wouldn't even know it. You know what I'm saying? So he got to adjusting me, and he was about to adjust me. And had I had that adjustment, I would have been paralyzed.
What?
And I'll get into that later. But had I had that adjustment, I'd have been paralyzed. So it's good to really build a relationship with your doctors. Build a relationship with everybody. You know what I'm saying? So my doctor went, and when I saw his face, I knew something was up. And he's just kind of staring. And he was just like, what I'm trying to figure out is how a guy like you get a compressed fracture of the spine. So what ended up happening was this cancer started eating through my T12 vertebrae. Yeah. So by the time I got to it, it was completely gone. You know, you picture your spine, it's got cartilage in the middle. My cartilage was gone. It was just shards. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So they were afraid that bone fragments was in my blood or something. So I was in danger at that point. So he's like, no South by Southwest, but I'll tell you where you can go. You can go to Grady, Atlanta Medical, or DeKalb. So I chose Atlanta Medical. Thank God I did. They took real good care of me. But to be honest, I didn't have time to feel anything, man. It was like straight from there, straight to the hospital. Man, I was more concerned about getting Tina P on the plane than I was my health. You know what I'm saying? My mother had just went to a big funeral. I didn't want to tell her. My brother was here. So I said, you know what? I don't know what's going on with me. Don't tell my family. That's selfish. You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning now in retrospect on how to deal with stuff because, you know, I could have been gone. So doing my first surgeries, you know, I'm trying to make sure she, you know, my artist is on the plane, Tina P on the plane. And, you know, my first surgery was like 13 hours. I had like 4 surgeries. And I didn't find out until later, but they predicted that I was going to die. They was like I had a 65% chance of not making it out of that first surgery. And they punctured my lung. You know what I'm saying? So on top of that, I'm laying up there with a punctured lung. I said, if I make it, I'm going to be brain damaged or I'm not going to walk. Wow. But again, God is great because in 3 days, I was like, yo, I want some stairs. You know what I'm saying? I never really accepted the cancer. Yeah. You know, so, you know, they let a couple people see me and everything, man. But it was so surreal because I don't want to tell y'all too much because I want y'all to come to this cancer benefit. You know what I'm saying? And participate.
So you're having a cancer benefit event?
It's going to be in July on my birthday, the month of cancer. So it's going to call the F Up Cancer Bash. Yeah, F Up Cancer Bash. You there? Yeah, I appreciate that. But let me tell you how God works, and you got to have vision with your goals and how you say you keep going. When I woke up out of that surgery, I seen my artist and I seen my brother, and they had punctured my lungs, so I couldn't even talk. And I'm looking at the window, and the first things I seen was this big gold building right downtown. This is where I first got my record deal. I call myself Escaping Detroit. You know, a lot of us don't make it out of Detroit, you know what I'm saying? So I see this building where I had my first job. I said, I ain't selling no dope. I'm just going to stick to this music shit. And I used to deposit all my little checks in this building, and it was right there in front of my window. Wow. You know, so I associated my success and growth with this building the whole time I've been in Atlanta. You know, it's the Bank of America building. I ended on Peachtree.
With that gold dome that you said?
Yeah, the gold dome. So, you know, when I moved from Detroit, you know, I stayed downtown next to the Fox. You know, that's Boston where I'm from, you know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, I made it, you know? So I always consider success with this building. So that was God's way of showing me, you know, that I was going to be all right. Wow. So I was more worried about what people thought about me, man. So I didn't have time to sweat it. When I did start sweating it, it was more like, you know, I had so much love and support. I had a good business partners, period, you know what I'm saying, to come in and make sure the business was straight. And we actually did better during that time than we've done. You know, I think it was just because God took all the bull stuff out your life, you know? So keep walking to your goals, you know? God will just do stuff for you, even if you think it's a bad thing. Like, cancer necessarily wasn't a bad thing for me. Wow. Now, the system, you know, that was difficult. But then there was good people in the system, too. So I want everybody to come out, man. We got a couple things happening at the Omen, but definitely July 9th it's gonna be the F Up Cancer B-Day Bash. You can go to fupcancer.com. That's FUP cancer.com. We're gonna fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. Fuck it. You know what I mean?
That's crazy, man. Well, I'm glad you came and shared your story, man.
Yeah, man.
Because a lot of people need to hear that, man.
I got some more, man. It's crazy. I want to share it. I just, you know.
And you know what's real crazy is like when we go through tragedies and stuff like that, it like automatically puts us in a whole nother world. Like I bet you didn't even know anything about cancer. Now you have people, probably have friends that have cancer, are beating cancer, are beating it. Like I just know, like when my brother died, when he was killed by the police.
Yeah, I seen that.
It made me like it made me like gravitate towards other families who lost loved ones to the police, and now like they're like my family, extended family. You know what I'm saying? So it puts us in movements for a certain reason because we're already leaders anyway. So it's probably one of your callings is to help people that are battling cancer. Dealing with stuff like that. So
man.
You gotta look at things.
You gotta look at it like
that's
that.
real.
You know?
That's the positive part. That's the work, man.
Because man, God will allow you to go do certain things, not only because of you, but it's bigger. Yeah. It's to help inspire other people. You know what I'm saying? God uses you sometimes in your hardest places in life. You know what I'm saying? But now you able to inspire people. With your story, I even went through some things. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy how life works, man.
It's crazy,
but it's all for the better, man.
You know,
it's
unfortunately, and I know y'all got to go to break, but unfortunately, I had other brushes with cancer with other family members. I think it's something that the government is something that's sneaking on us. You know, I was really athletic. I mean, I was, really athletic, but my sister, she ended up having a very rare strand. She beat it. I know some people didn't beat it. It's just popping up like a cold, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's important that we start talking to each other and start looking at what we eating, you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature. So, unfortunately it wasn't, but it did put me in a different space. I got some extended family now, you know what I'm saying, and I got a cause bigger than myself to, keep my drive going. 10 power moves a day, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. And we, man, I would like to bring you back to the show as we get closer to the event. We can hype up the event, talk more about the event, man. I want to have more. Man, we got a lot we could chop it up about, man. So I know in July, man, we definitely got to bring you back. You know what I'm saying?
Shouts out to Jarrell, shouts out to Protocol, Israel, Beat Jesus, you know what I'm saying? The whole Omen Agency family, OGPI, Mac, James Kamawe, Brian, Shatio, everybody. And if this interview is about to be over, I just want to say one thing. I want to give a shout out to all the people that's helping to pull this cancer event together. And I even seen your page where you had Hip Hop for Healthcare. You know what I'm saying? I want to reach out to them too. You know what I'm saying? And bring them in. But Peachtree Normal. I'm gonna have to read these names. Coach Harris, Davisha Johnson, Johannes and Mecca. We're gonna have a 420 actually safe access rally on 420. It's gonna start at Hurt Park. It's gonna be a march that's gonna go all the way to GSU. And then we're gonna have some celebrities maybe from CBS. They already talked some real big names. I ain't gonna say nothing, but maybe Wiz Khalifa, Snoop Dogg. But it's gonna be a real interesting march. The after party is gonna be at the Omen Agency, so they're gonna be marching right up here. We're gonna be actually getting people certified for medical marijuana cards. They'll let you get the oils, but the oils are cross state. So we're trying to decriminalize the process. They locking us up trying to go get help. You know what I'm saying? So you'll be able to come get some interviews by the doctor, get some cards. It's just gonna be real dope, and we're gonna parlay that right into FU Cancer on July 9th. So 420 at the Omen, July 9th at the Omen. We blocking Peter Street off with a crazy party. It's gonna be a roast. I'm gonna let these niggas come in here and talk about my mom, Arsenio Hall head, and all that kind of crazy stuff for money. You know what I'm saying? Small.